Decision Plus has been and still is a leading stock market service provider. From training to coaching, we cover it all. Try both our software as well as our coaching site, completely free for 10 days without obligation. No credit card is needed to sign up for the trial. The trial subscription will be automatically canceled for you at the end. DecisionPlus.com, your stock market service center. Real-time coaching has been created. We search and classify critical reports and technical movements. You can visualize or hear the best buying and selling opportunities. Get real-time advice all day long and 3 live coaching shows per day. Let us do the work and save your time for trading. Try MarketGurus.tv free without obligation for 10 days in the menus above. Market Vision Plus is the trading companion of so many investors. Make your fundamental and technical analysis easy with Canada's #1 stock market decision-making software. Research, decide, and follow your positions with Market Vision Plus. See the menus just above this program and try Market Vision Plus for 10 days without any obligation after the show. When it comes to day trading, Trader Plus is the right tool. Track 50 quotes simultaneously. Create dozens of quick lists. Display as many as 30 real-time intraday charts at the same time. Watch the action with candlesticks or bar charts as fast as 10 seconds. See the market by sectors. Use the chart models already prepared for you. Try Trader Plus for 10 days in the menu above without any obligation.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Swing Trading Show. Today we're Tuesday, July 28, 2015. The question bar is open, folks. If ever you have any questions, feel free to ask them. We're also going to take out the free trial board, so you'll be able to actually have access to the full video. Today on the markets, we have a markets that is having a slight intraday rebound. If you take a look at the situation here, it's purely technical. After several days of decline, a rebound as such was expected. It remains a fragile rebound. Technically speaking, on the Nasdaq, we see that we rebounded on the 100-day moving average. On the Dow Jones, well, we rebounded after testing the low of this downward corridor, because several times we have tested that low, we actually have rebounded, and this is the case today for the Dow Jones. And on the TSX, it's also a rebound. By taking a look at the yearly chart, we see that we are rebounding after testing the low of this downward corridor. But with less data, we see that this rebound here, it's just a rebound that just makes the TSX retest the low of this downward corridor after it went lower than this. So it's not a rebound that we can say it's a moment to be in a buying spree on any sector at all. Now, which sectors have actually allowed the markets to rebound? Well, the Chinese government said today that they will step in to continue to support the stock market. The regulators even hinted that a possible easing program might be on the way. It's not clear yet, but they just give some words that make investors guess that it's a possibility that would happen. So therefore, a lot of investors have rushed into the resources. I'm mostly talking of stocks in the energy, mining sector. And this is why that on MarketGurus.tv, what we have done, we have published a list of a first movement that is stabilizing on the base metal sector. So we're going to take a look at all this. I'm not going to show you all the list here, because if you want to have access to all the list, it's all on MarketGurus.tv. That, as I said, you can have access for free for 10 days. But there are some stocks that are interesting. For instance, if we take a look at the coal sector, it's a clear bottom on that sector there. We have some stocks like Consol Energy. It started a breakdown at opening. Finally, a wave of buyers came in. Now Consol Energy is retesting its downward trend. Is that stock a buy? Well, for day trading, you see, what I would suggest you to do is put the moving average to give you what are the targets that the stock could reach. So right now, CONSOL Energy, CNX in New York is stabilizing. So if it does break that sideways formation, goes above 1892 on CONSOL Energy, then what is the target? Towards the 30-day moving average, which is around 2069. So that's the percentage that you have in a stock like CONSOL Energy. Alliance Resources Partners, a stock still remains neutral, only surging by 2.24%. Only if it goes above $23 that the stock will be interesting to consider as a potential buy. On the steel sector, we have a stock like Cliff Natural Resources, which is still neutral. However, Cliff could reverse its downward trends, so it remains a stock that you should watch for day trading and potentially for swing trading higher than $3. So if you're buying Cliff Natural Resources today, the stock is already surging by 21%, but still remains neutral. So 250 should be your exit point, but will you be willing to tolerate such a big loss on Cliff? That's the question you need to ask yourself. For me, $3 is the safest bet to get into a stock like that as a buy for swing trading, because it will also reverse its downward trend. We do have stochastics that is more in positive territory right now. Some MACD that is tilting towards the overbought situation. So those are all some positive indicators in Cliff Natural Resources. Also, we have some stocks such as Hudbay Minerals that is also stabilizing, confirming a bottom. So Hudbay Minerals, if it does go above 872, well, by putting the moving average, we see that 872 will be the break of the 10-day moving average. The next target could be around 950 on a stock like Hudbay Minerals. On London Mining, the entry point is clear, is at 457 on the breakout of the 10-day moving average, and the target now becomes 496. So it does remain a rebound that is fragile. However, it's really on the base metal sector that we have published a list where several stocks are confirming a short-term bottom. This rebound, folks, is purely technical. Ahead of the FOMC announcement tomorrow and ahead of the GDP reading on Thursday, so far we can say that the volatility today on the market is really not at its highest. However, for day trading on the resources today, we had several nice opportunities to day trade. So let's take on questions here from Mandy. Now is the time to take medium to long-term positions among energy stocks. Well, Mandy, I think you get it. It's a little bit too early to say something like that. Yes, we do have a rebound on oil. We do have a stabilization phase, I would say, on the energy sector after testing the low of this downward corridor. Now, to have a medium to long-term perspective on the energy sector, well, first thing I'd like to see a confirmation of a bullish divergence, which means that I'd like to see the histogram tilting more towards positive territory. On this first day of rebound, it's kind of normal that we have a histogram that is there. Now, for the energy sector, what we have done in MarketGurus.tv is, first of all, to reduce some of our short exposure. For instance, Husky Energy was recommended as a short here. The stock did reverse its downward trend, so we got rid of it. So Husky Energy, for those of you who want to buy some position on that stock, well, you could have a target towards $25. But overall, though, a lot of stocks in the energy sector continue to maintain their downward trend, and I would not say it's a good timing to get into them for the medium to long term, simply because, first, we have not stabilized enough, so we cannot say that as a more solid bottom that could be your reference to put your exit point, right? And second of all, a lot of those stocks are still within their downward trend. So those are the two reasons why I don't think that it's an appropriate timing. Husky Energy is kind of an exception because we have the reversal of the short-term downward trend. So therefore, Husky Energy, you could have a target toward $24.50 or $25. Those are the short-term targets for Husky Energy. On Crew Energy, you see the stock is still maintaining its downward trend. And that bottom here of 2015, we broke it down. Therefore, I think that the only point where you could consider to say, you know what, I might consider to get into some energy stocks, that's only and only if a stock like Crew Energy could go above 475. So on this first day of rebound, I don't think you could say it's a perfect timing to get into stocks for medium to long term. We need at least 2 or 3 days of rebound, of a stabilization phase, of a clear bottom on the energy stocks before saying that it's a great timing to get into the stocks for medium to long term. Now, Jay has a question here. What do you think about stop loss? Is it a good idea to use them all the time knowing that stocks do rebound quite often. You're right. It's I've been caught a lot with my stop loss when I did some trades. We have had that also as well in our analyst shorts portfolio when we manage it. So what I would suggest you to do, because it does happen a lot of times, especially for day trading, a stock goes down and finally we have a wave of buyers that's coming in. So what I would suggest you to do is, if you're buying a stock, Jay, use Trader Plus. Trader Plus, why I say that is because on Trader Plus, what you could do, let's say you're following a stock. I give you an example, a stock like HAC, right? Husky Energy. So we were following that stock. When we saw that the stock, let me put more data on that stock here. So when we saw that the stock rose on its earnings around this area, we're like, okay, that might stop. But our target was that if ever the stock broke that former resistance of July 15 and 16, well, we wanted to be alerted. So we put an alarm there. And Trader Plus, what it allows you to do when you have this intraday chart is to see, okay, when the stock is breaking my tolerance point, in that case, that resistance, because we shorted that stock around here, what did that stock do? It broke out, we got alerted, and we saw that the stock has pursued its rise. So that is confirming the clear strength of the bullish momentum, and this is why we got rid of it. So this is why I think that Trader Plus has an added value in the sense that you can put an alarm. Instead of putting your stop loss, you can see that whenever the stock breaks your tolerance point or goes above your tolerance point, well then see if intraday wise can the stock maintain its upward momentum intraday wise. And if it does, well then that confirms that there's a clear strength of that in that direction, and that you get rid of that stock or close that position in that case, instead of putting a stop loss where you might get caught in and after the stock just rebound. So this is actually an alternative that you could use, because it's frustrating when you put the stop loss and you see the stock goes down and suddenly after gets back up. But I can actually have empathy for you because it's something that has happened to all of us when in our trading career. So as I said, put an alarm on Trader Plus, see if the stock can maintain its upward momentum, and I think with that you can actually after that act on that stock after you see a confirmation that the momentum is established intraday wise on that stock after setting an alarm on our Trader Plus software.
Find answers to your questions by emailing your host at btm@decisionplus.com.
5 good reasons to manage your investments with National Bank Direct Brokerage. Commission fees fixed at $9.95 anytime for all clients and starting at only $6.95 for active investors. No administrative fees if you hold at least $20,000 in your accounts. Registered accounts available in U.S. currency. Powerful tools to help you manage your portfolio. Award-winning customer service and satisfaction levels amongst the highest in the industry. To learn more, visit nbdb.ca or call us now.
Real-time coaching has been created. We search and classify critical reports and technical movements. You can visualize or hear the best buying and selling opportunities. Get real-time advice all day long and 3 live coaching shows per day. Let us do the work and save your time for trading. Try marketgurus.tv free without obligation for 10 days in the menus above.
So welcome back. We have one question here from Anon. Good day. What is the ticker for VIX index, not the ETF? Well, the thing that we have to follow the VIX is VXX on New York. And here Anon is actually all the ETF that have more leverage. You have TVIX, I think it's 2 times the VIX. You have UVXY, I think it's either 2 times or 3 times, I'm not sure. And you have HVU, which is also 2 times the VIX. So VXX is the ticker for the volatility index. And those ETF, TVIX, UVXY, and HVU are all ETF that tracks the VIX, but with a little bit more leverage. So this is actually what you have as a. This is the answer to your questions. Now, Bear has a question here on PD, precision drilling. What do I think of the rebound? Lots of volume. Well, volumes are on average, right? For that stock, there's not an increased amount of volume. So far, precision drilling, we do have a slight wave of buyers that's coming in. The stock is still within its downward trend. Now, it could reach 672, right? But I think that purely for day trading. If the stock could go above 641, 645, could maintain, make 2-3 uptick on the upside, then I'll take some profit at 672. So at 643, if it does maintain its 2-3 uptick on the upside, I'll get in. 672, I'll take a profit. So that will be my first target. Now, for swing traders, which means those of you who want to hold on to that positions for a while, I think that we need first of all to see the reversal of this downward trend, which is not the case for the moment. So for precision drilling, I think that right now, those of you who are willing to participate, if the stocks makes a new high today and takes some profit at 672, which corresponds to this downward trend, it's a first time to get in. Now the second time to get in will be to wait for the stock to stabilize around 670 and then to reverse that downward trend to break out, and at this point that would be a new entry point for precision drilling. So it's kind of premature to get into a stock like that, but if intraday wise we could see a new high intraday on that stock, I will be willing to give it a try, but purely for day trading. So it's only day trading opportunity that we have on that stock. Now AC, Air Canada, testing on an important support at $11. Is it a buy? Well, it could be a buy, but take a look at the momentum indicators. At $11, you're right, it's testing an important support on a yearly basis. Now, one momentum indicator you could use is the stochastics, 933 stochastics. What do we have? So far, you see that buyers have not stepped in as much on a yearly basis on a stock like that for the 923 stochastics. Now, let's take a look at the daily basis. We're oversold yet still, but we're not towards the 30-40% range in the stochastics. So the buyer's momentum is still not present as much on a stock like Air Canada. So it is true that it's testing an important support, but you should also take a look at other momentum indicators to confirm our buyers stepping in. And so far, buyers are not stepping in. So for me at $11, yeah, it has to be watched, but only and only if I would buy that stock if ever I see a stochastic that is starting to be more towards the 30-40% range. That will confirm that there's some buyer's momentum on a stock like that for Air Canada. But it's in a nice situation to be watched for a potential buy. But right now, the buyer's momentum is not clear enough for Air Canada. So that is my advice. Now, Anon here, you're looking for an index, not the ETF. Well, this is what we use on MarketGurus.tv. Usually when we look at the VIX, what we take a look at is VXX on New York. That's the best thing that we have so far. So far, I don't know, there are other indices that follow.
The index is on Chicago Board Exchange.
The what?
It's on the Chicago Board Exchange.
What, VX? Yeah, okay, so actually, I got confirmation that the real index, the VIX index, is on the Chicago Board of Change, about VIX. And the thing is, we don't have the ticker from the Chicago Board of Change on Market Vision. We have New York, we have NASDAQ, and by having Market Vision, VXX is actually the alternative that you have that tracks the index of the volatility index. I hope I answer your questions, Anon. Now, for this situation here, what do we have as a best day trade of the day? We had several ones that were hesitating. For instance, you have here a Cliff that really performed pretty nicely. If we take a look at Cliff here, one entry point there. This one was kind of tough, but on this one here, what you could have put is to put the stochastics to give you some perspective. You see the stochastics was just leaving the oversold situation. Volumes were increasing, so that was a great entry point on that stock as well. But our best pick of the day is Freeport-McMoRan, which actually rose pretty much, gave an entry point here, another one there on Freeport-McMoRan. Look at the stochastics, and it was tilting towards the overbought situation. Now the new entry point is going to be towards 1250 on a stock like Freeport-McMoRan. It is losing some momentum right now, but as I said, if ever we have a new high intraday on a lot of resources sector, definitely that stock could give the other entry point that some of you are waiting for. So far, folks, it's a market today where we have a technical rebound. It remains fragile. This rebound here, we have published a list on MarketGurus.tv on the base metals sector. So a lot of those stocks today are active for day trading. They could turn out to be opportunities for swing trading if this rebound could last for the next few days. Now we have the FOMC announcement tomorrow. We don't expect any change from the FOMC announcement. We'll have the GDP reading in the US on Thursday. I think investors so far are really definitely staying on the sideline. Today, I don't think it's an opportunity at all to buy any positions for swing trading, even in the rebound that we have in the energy sector. And so far, folks, I think that the best alternative that you have, especially if you had some short positions in the energy sector that are reversing their downward trend, such as Husky Energy, for instance, get rid of them. So I wish you all a good trading. See you tomorrow on the Swing Trading Show on DecisionPlus.com.